Well, part one of number 13. Don't know how long I'm going to be on here, but here's my opinions and my beliefs. Boy, I'm happy to see that some of the schools are stepping up and doing what nobody else is doing and putting in washing machines so children can have their clothes cleaned all the time when their parents can't afford to do it at home. So that way they can have clean clothes. Now we got to start giving all these students clothes to wear as well. Not student uniforms either, because uniforms just kind of de-individualize you so that you don't have a personality of your own because you're all dressed the same, and we don't want that. We want everybody to be different. So they all need to wear their clothes that they like to wear and not some stupid uniform to brainwash them more into thinking that they're all average and can't be any more than what they are. I also like to say that I'm happy that I see other schools that are going out way further than that and open up special education programs and offering them for free, offering free lunch, free breakfast, free lunch, and free dinner to everybody, for all the children, that is, in the school district. Now, even as far as I understand, they don't even have to go to that school. They just got to be within that school district, and they can go here and they can get free breakfast, free lunch, and free dinner every day. And that, people, this is the kind of stuff we need to do. We need to help our communities. We need to stand by each other, support each other, make each other stronger, not cut each other down, not call each other names, not make fun of people because your clothes is better than their clothes. Help them buy clothes as good as what your clothes are. If you want to be a decent human being, don't make fun of them because you got better. Help them be better if you think you know how. If you're so great, then why don't you act great and help these people, achieve to get some of the stuff that they need. And I am really proud of these schools stepping up, and these teachers and the education system for these schools stepping up and doing what the government should be doing. We should all free education, all free food for the children. Like I said before, the children are our future. It is our responsibility as the adults to ensure that the legacy that we leave behind for our children, our grandchildren, and all of our descendants to come is a good legacy, a good clean planet to live on. No pollution, no garbage, no trash, no poison. Good food, good air. We need to return our planet back to the garden it used to be, because this is what it's supposed to be, and go to all green energies and stuff, But these schools, I am just so proud of these few schools that are stepping up, because, all it takes is one or two to step up, and then more will follow. And then more will follow them, and eventually we can change this stuff the way it's supposed to be. If your governments are not going to do the jobs that we're paying them to be in office to do, then it's the responsibility of the people to rise up and protect our own against all foreign and domestic terrorists. And I mean our own. I mean every color, every gender, every age, every race, every religion, every sexual preference, every sexual whatever. It doesn't matter. Any fashion taste, whatever they want to do, as long as it's not perverted and as long as it's not children. This should be all right for them to do what they want, because it's nobody else's business. Is that all you got to do with your life? Is your life so pathetic that all you can do is sit there and think about how you can run other people down and trash other people and make other people miserable because you're miserable? Why don't you try doing something that's going to make you feel good about yourself and help these people? Quit making these people live like this, because it's your corrupted government, your corrupted corporations, your corrupted banking systems, your corrupted mega churches that all have designed this way to make you live like this. So you have to depend on them and go beg them for forgiveness for sins that you never even committed, because they're the sinners. And we're proving it, because we're getting them by the hundreds now. And it ain't over with. This is just a start. It's not over with by far. So, I'm not going to be on here a lot because I got a lot of things going on. And I haven't been on Facebook a lot lately either. I'll get on once in a while, but We got a lot of things going on. Like I said, in the summertime, it's a pretty busy time. In the wintertime, I kind of chillax back and, do most things on the internet or whatnot. But in the summertime, we got a lot of stuff going on. And there's going to be a lot of evil people that's going to be realizing that, you know, bad people do not go to heaven. Regardless what these Christian priests are trying to tell you. No. And these Catholic priests and any sick priest or religious leader that believes in pedophilia or pedophiles and rapists and support murder of children and innocent people around the world and think that they're all better than everybody else and if they're teaching you that their religion and your religion that you're following with them is better than anybody else's, then they're teaching you wrong. Those are not priests, because everyone was created the same way. Everyone belongs to the universe. Everyone is a piece of the puzzle. And everyone has a right to exist, or they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be part of the design. So by you even sitting here and running your mouth and running other people down, you're running your idea of a creator down, because according to your idea of a creator and many others, the creator created everything. So then they created all this imperfection as well, just like, they blame the fallen angels for coming to earth and supposedly, teaching witchcraft and stuff to the humans. But who taught the angels the witchcraft, because they came from heaven. Let's think about this, what you're saying. So if they came from heaven with the knowledge of witchcraft, then obviously they had gotten the knowledge of witchcraft from their creator. Jesus. You people, I swear, you sit there and you preach it off like a darn parrot and you can't even listen to what's coming out of your own mouth. You can't even comprehend, that back in ancient times, people spoke in metaphors. And, somebody back in 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago that never had vehicles or planes or anything, or flying saucers or whatnot, are not going to have a word in their vocabulary that you're going to recognize as being a flying saucer or a plane or a train or a boat. Because in their vocabulary, they called it something different because, it didn't even exist in their time period. So how would they know what to call it? You're just, I don't know. Every time you open your mouths, more ignorance just pours out by the ton. And everybody's like, yay! And they're all applauding and clapping and praise Jesus and don't even know what they're praying to because you're killing children. There you go. That's your God. You are the supporters of murdering innocent children. You're the supporters of pedophilia. You're the supporters of rapists. You're the supporters of murderers. You're the supporters of racists. How do you feel? Does that make you feel like a good religious person inside? Does it give you that heavenly feeling that you've done something good for the world? That you're putting something back, I mean, think about the words that you call your God, some of you. Think about this. You call him creator, and the creator does not belong to the Bible anyway. Quit stealing everything. But anyway, creator, not destroyer, creator. Get it? But you're doing the exact opposite. You're supporting destruction. I just, and nobody can see this? How can you not see this? How can you not see this madness? And I don't know when I'm going to get cut off here, so I'll be in the middle of a sentence more likely, but I'm just going to go until I do. But it's time for the world to wake up. We need to stand up, and the average people, the poor people, the 99% of the population, that's being tortured and murdered and discriminated against and whatever else you can think of, because it's this madness. I mean, you all just need to stand up and just take your world back, because you don't need to do this. You don't need, people are only leaders if you follow them. You know, they can only rule you if you allow yourselves to be ruled. You know, their military are your family. They're my family. You know, well, you're all my family, so I shouldn't say that. But the military are your family. You know, it's your children, your nephews, your nieces, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers, your aunts, your uncles, your grandpas, your grannies, whatever. Well, it might not be granny, depending on what country it is, it might be. You know, because the Celtic people, we have always had our women stand beside us. They fought with us on the battlefield, and they sat with us in our council, and they ruled as queens, and they ruled as leaders, and they were goddesses, and goddesses is what created everything, because it's the feminine. As above, so is below. And below, down here, it's the feminine species that creates everything. So figure it out. I mean, come on. you, you, you can't even make no sense. I mean, your lies are just dumb lies at that. You're not even intelligent enough to come up with good lies. And I can't understand why you humans believe all these lizards and what they're telling you. They're parasites. They live off you. They're like a mosquito, like a well, even the female mosquito is the only one that sucks blood. So, but I'm not saying nothing about the females. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, they're like blood suckers. They'll just sucking the blood out of you. But in their case, it's males and females. It's not just females. That's what I was going with that. But yeah. But the female species of the mosquito is the only one that actually bites and sucks the blood out of you. The males, they just kind of hang around and good for breeding and whatnot. And came back having a couple beers or something. Who knows? But anyway, um, it needs to stop. We got a good start going on. We got a bunch of priests now that have been arrested. We got more that's been under investigation forever. We got tons and tons and tons of evidence on everybody. I mean, they don't even know. There's going to be some big surprises coming up. This is going to be an exciting election year, by the way. And yeah, because it ain't just the priests, it's the politicians, it's the corporate uh, CEOs and the big business people, it's the Hollywood producers and directors, and even some of the actors and singers, and it's the mega churches, it's the banking institutions. I mean, they're just all evil, corrupted, rich monsters, destroying everything, using people for their own pleasure, sexual gratification. And I don't. Some of you might not know this or not, but they just get off on this. From my understanding, there's a drug that you can make out of a substance, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to give anybody any ideas. But it comes out of a part of the human brain, and in order to get this to reach its peak, you got to actually have the subject scared as you're murdering them. So they got to be frightened to death. So this is what they're doing when they're raping these children and raping them and molesting them. And then some of them, they'll beat their heads in with hammers and whatnot in front of other ones and then execute them too, one by one, while they watch to make them more scared, because it produces this chemical in the brain that they draw out and they shoot it up. It's like a drug to them. But it only works for lizards, that is. Serpents, I feed off of life energy, but I can also give back life energy. That's why we are healers. The human race, I mean, I'm sorry, but you were created for, in their eyes, not my eyes, because I love you. But in their eyes, you were created as only being worker slaves, which you still are and always have been since they've been in rule. Not when my family was in rule, because you got to be free.